Sorry, it was just like.
All right. How do you feel about that post?
About that post?
Yeah, how do you feel about that post?
How do I feel about that post? Oh, the post?
Yeah.
Post? Well, this week I was feeling real discouraged. I was ready to move.
Yeah. Yeah, we did talk about moving.
Yes.
I have thought about it before because, you know, this world, I mean, this country is getting crazy.
Yeah.
And
distracted from the word.
I mean, I don't know how the other countries are, but it just seems like, I don't know, we are declining rapidly.
Right. Well, I just feel like they keep the countries that we would be willing to move to would be willing to keep the same standard. They're an older country and they've kept the same standard for a long time.
Right, yeah.
And
yeah, like I said, we were like a fairly new country, you know. What did I say? Like 1776, right? When the Declaration of Independence. So how many years is that? 18, 19.
History, geography.
500, less than 500 years old country. And so, yeah, like I said, we're declining rapidly and we were founded on God's principles. And then everybody's basically trying to turn their back. So I don't know.
And so I would prefer, it's not that I'm afraid for myself, it's that I want, and I'm not afraid for the kids, but because I want them to have the best quality of life. And our best quality was growing up when we didn't have really all these issues going on.
Right.
You know,
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, and so I mean, I've never had to think about it, but we've all been, I don't know how to say it, but like just Christians are being frowned upon instead of like we used to be kind of like looked up to, but now we're frowned upon. And
so I think that people just think that we're judgmental. Like,
right.
If we don't like what they're doing, then they're like, oh, well, that's Christian. They, you know, they just don't like us. You know, just they're too good for us, basically.
I think that people take anything, even the best thing of the world, and they try to turn it evil. And there's bad people in every group, and the bad people in every group normally ruin it for the rest of them. You know, we always talk about that there's always one bad person that's going to ruin it for the rest of you. I know that when I was in 4th grade, like we were gonna have like a pizza party, and if one person signed that code of conduct, we weren't gonna have a pizza party.
Yeah, somebody mess it up.
And so one bad person can ruin it for other people, but you know, I just think that I was feeling discouraged, and this post really lifted me up. I mean, it changed my whole heart because I was like seriously thinking like I'm gonna
you want to get up out of here.
Yeah, like like in the next 5 years, 5 to 10 years, I was thinking I wanted to tell you that like I really want us to think about that. But then after that post, I was like,
we gotta stick. We gotta make a difference.
Yeah, and you know, the fact that like we can make a difference, but the fact that our children, we could be raised, but we're raising up God's army. You know, we're workers for God and they're for Him. And I remember I prayed like, I remember going in the merge lane, going off to Venetian Circle. I remember praying to God, like as I was driving, like, don't let me have a kid unless he's a servant for you. And then we found out we were pregnant like a couple of days later. And so like, I prayed for it, and it is honoring, and it is an honor to, if that's really gonna come to be, you know?
Right, yeah. And I just remember doing a lesson on people, you know, good. There's good and evil, and there's people going to turn good into evil, try to make it look appealing. And there's always people that's going to skew the line or blur the lines, but there's no, you know, there's no blurriness about it. It's either good or it's evil. And but that just reminded me to what you said earlier. But yeah, we have to take that responsibility on trying to raise Christian or kids that are going to be stronger than us. you know, for this time that they're living in. And I think we can do it.
Sorry, it was just like,
All right.
be like.